Peace and blessings. This is Brother Mike X. Welcome to another clip from my YouTube channel, Brother Mike X Speaks. Tonight, I'm here with my good brother that I've been building with. It's Brother Ty.
Peace and blessings.
No doubt. And we're here, we're building on the concept of, personal responsibility, that needs to be taken by us as a people, individually and collectively. One of the topics, or that we talk about a lot, is we talk about the concept of love, and how do we begin to show and prove, not necessarily that we can love other people first and foremost, but knowing that you can't give to anybody else what you haven't first mastered. We talk a lot about the concept of how do we begin to express black love, for ourselves as individuals, so that we can begin to spread that concept into our relationships, throughout the family and throughout the associations we have in the neighborhoods. So, we want to build on that topic tonight. So I'm going to go to my brother and let him take the first crack at this conversation, this topic that needs to be brought forth in our family.
Oh, man, that's a really deep, complex topic there.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to simplify it in terms of how I view it. What love is. Love, it descends from the spirit. It descends from the prime, the Most High. It descends from God. And it enters our mind. How do we think about it? We can emotionalize it. We can feel it. But how do we relate that to action, right? Love, the way I see it, is giving and not expecting to receive. Love is sharing. Love is accepting one for with whom a person is. Not blaming, not condemning. It's about respecting a person. It's about taking a person as that person is. And to relate it not only to the person, but to nature, to respect. I think respect is one of the foundational building blocks for love. Because you can't properly, truly love something if you don't respect it. If you seek to dominate it, if you seek to destroy it in some way, fashion, or form, you have to respect the thing. You have to respect the person. Love it encompasses all. That's the natural attraction. That's the prime desire for life. Love is what binds us. It's what connects us to God, right? Love is what makes the plants, the flowers grow, right? Love is light. Light is love. These are the things that I relate to because it's such a spiritual thing. But how do we incorporate love in our life? How do we, Brother Mike?
Yo, that is a heavy topic. First and foremost, we have to take stock of where we're at, and I know that when we begin to talk about love, there are large segments amongst us who look at love as something, it's soft, it's it doesn't have the same type of oomph, that being angry, and being wrathful, has. It's cool to be angry. It's cool to be wrathful. It's cool to be, to be strong. But when you talk about love and you talk about, mercy and compassion and empathy, those things are given, a weaker type of, name, so a lot of us, we avoid those things and we focus on, bringing forth those other emotions. I would say that the whole planet is looking for love, but I think that the whole planet, a lot of people don't know exactly, what love is, like brother was saying, and they don't know how to incorporate love within their own lives. And this is what stops people from nurturing, love within themselves. And then you can't give what you don't have. You know what I mean? So, this is what stops us from being able to use love as a concept in our personal uplift and in our relationships with other people. I feel like, when we start talking about dealing with love, we need to focus on how do we bring forth a practical love into our lives. A practical love within our lives should start with the individual. You know what I mean? How do you show and prove that you love yourself? You show and prove that you love yourself by being able to nurture yourself in all of its many capacities. How do you show and prove that you love yourself on a physical level? You show and prove that you love yourself on a physical level by doing the things that's necessary to maintain, your physicality and at its best, possible level. You strive to eat the right foods. You strive to give yourself the ample amounts of rest that you need. You strive to exercise and keep your youthful vitality for as long as you can, so that the body will not break down from opportunistic, diseases and ailments that a lot of times are introduced into the physical body by you not eating the proper foods, by you not getting the proper rest, by you not getting the proper amounts of exercise and what have you. You know what I mean? So you, first and foremost, if we want to begin to deal with love with other people, we got to focus on dealing in love with ourselves. You know what I mean? And manifesting it and showing and proving that we indeed love ourselves, And we got to recognize that love is a verb. It's an action word. A lot of times we drop the name love, but we don't come up with the action that corresponds with saying that word that proves that we indeed love that thing that we say we love. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of personal responsibility that we're going to have to begin to exercise in our own lives. How do you show and prove that you love your mental capacity to be a thinker? You know what I mean? A mind is a terrible thing to waste, as they say. How do you begin to show and prove that you love your ability to think? Is it through gossip, and is it through, not studying or learning, or is it through learning as much as you can so that you can begin to grow your mind and use it effectively to create the type of life that you want to create for yourself? You know what I mean? To me, that's showing that you love that capacity to be a thinker, by feeding your mind with vital information that will allow you to extend your life and to be able to give life, not only into your personal projects, but also to school and converse with other people on a higher level, like I'm doing with Brother Ty. So bring you back in here, brother.
Yo. Brother, man, you gave some great advice there, man. Start with self. You build with self. How can you give something to someone that you don't possess yourself? That's simple mathematics, right? And you just gave lessons on the practicality of love, bringing it to a verb, to an action word, to something you do. And to expound on that, let's look at it from an aspect where it's a noun. A person, place, a thing, the thing aspect. When you feel love, you have love for self. It's a feeling, it starts with a feeling. It starts with a feeling that affects the mind, that ultimately affects the actions of the person, right? How do you feel about yourself? And how do you feel about your brother, about your sister, about your neighborhood, about the environment? If you feel negatively, that's not corresponding with love. So how can you act in accordance with love? Love is a positive thing. They say love is God and God is love, but I would say that statement is absolutely true. What are the feelings that you're holding inside yourself or you're perpetuating? All right. Anytime you feel some type of way, always strive to feel positively. If you allow a negative thing or negative word to seep in and manifest and wiggle around in your brain and your heart, then you're not allowing love to grow and to prosper inside your mind, inside your heart. And it automatically alters and corrupts the action, the verb aspect. So, it's a synergy type of thing. You do as you feel, you do as you think. So you strive to manifest the greater aspects, the positive aspects, and everything beautiful is going to relate to love. Everything. That's just the natural attribute of love. So, when you do something for someone, the intent should be love. That's the intention. you know, and that intention can't be pure if you don't, like Brother Mike was saying, have it within inside yourself. To cultivate that, to cultivate the feeling of love, the actions of love. It relates to self-knowledge. It relates to knowing God, because we are all of God. You know, we are all of the prime. We all are reflections of. So, yeah, brother, man, you know, so, you know, the action, the feeling, it all relates, it all intertwines to describe such a spiritual, heavenly, beautiful thing that we all look for.
No doubt.
We all look for. Shouldn't look for it in a material aspect, in a material way. There's no money. There's no love in money, right? And I think, I don't want to mess up the scripture, but I believe that they say that the true root of all evil is the love of money. And you can't have a love for a lowly thing, you know? Love is of the spirit. It descends from the spirit, so you can't have that desire for something lowly in which money represents. So, yeah, brother, man.
Wow. Brother said a lot, and brother's on point. And what I love most about, you know, my brother here is that he's a student. First and foremost, he's a student, you know. We up in this place. I'm not going to say the name of this place, but you probably know where I'm at. It's called my second home, and I spend a lot of times doing the knowledge here, you know, striving to get my mind right, striving to get my emotions right, striving to get my spiritual life right, you know what I mean? And also striving to learn more about what I need to do to take ownership of this physical shell, you know, that I have. Taking ownership of this physical shell, you know, called my life, called my body, gives me the greatest opportunity to be of a blessing, you know, to myself and to other people. You know, as long as I have this life, I have this opportunity to be a blessing onto others. When this life ends, then hopefully I did enough in this life to where my life can continue, you know, through the remembrance of what Brother Mike actually represented throughout that life. You know, we're coming down to a couple of minutes, and I want to end this off right. So I want to continue. You know, brother was just talking about emotions. You know, our emotional balance is a key to allowing us to focus positively versus focusing negatively. You know, we talking about, you know, there are laws in the universe. One of the strongest laws is the law of attraction. And the law of attraction says that energy flows where your attention goes. You know, and what has happened a lot of times is we focus more so on the thing that we don't want than we focus on the thing that we do want. And a lot of times we allow that to dictate what kind of emotional state of being, you know, and state of mind and state of spirit, you know, and state of energy and vibration that we're in. It stops us from being able to build. You know, a lot of times it either neutralizes our momentum or it focuses our momentum in the opposite way that we really want to be headed in. And I want to say to you, family, that, and we talk about concepts of self-mastery, you have to be responsible for maintaining a positive emotion throughout your life. You know, there's an old saying that says life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it. And we have to begin to start taking positive responsibility for building a life of peace and serenity, you know, and positive momentum and trajectory in our own lives. And that's about us taking responsibility of nurturing lives of action, nurturing lives of positive focus, nurturing lives of bringing forth, you know, the things that we want to see as opposed to focusing on the things that we don't want to see. You know what I mean? And also taking acknowledgement that we were created, you know, to be, you know, God-like. You know, out of all of the creatures on this planet, we were given a mind that we can use to bring forth, you know, skills, gifts, talents, whatever we want to see, we can begin to bring it into being. They say if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. You know what I mean? And so we're going to sign off on that note, family, because we're running out of time. I say peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.
Yeah, we're going to continue this conversation. I hope you enjoyed.